All right, we're here at Golden Acre in Monticello, Florida. It's Mayhaw time. We're going to go through all the steps from picking, cleaning, cooking, going to the actual jelly phase. So, David, give us a little history on the Mayhaw tree.
Well, the mayhaw is something, it's a swamp apple. It's in the hawthorn family. Grows from probably East Texas around through the Carolinas, along the Gulf Coast and through that area in the South. Not real well known outside of the South, but it makes some of the best jelly you ever
By
tasted.
far, I mean, not too many people have ever tried Mayhaw jelly, but once the word gets out, I promise you, this will be the #1 jelly. We are really excited about this because this is a natural tree that grows in more swamplands because it can't take any type of fire. It will grow on the hill, but it's more of a swampy. A lot of times you'll see it growing in water. This actually where we're standing has been water, in this
Just
area.
a dry year.
Right, super dry year, and actually the mayhaws aren't quite as big this year because of the drought, but still, plenty of them to harvest. David, how old would you say these trees are right here?
These trees are 50, 60, 70 years old. Old trees.
Very old. And the flavor, the flavor of these are just extraordinary because this is a natural, organic area right in here. And these trees haven't been tampered with. They're not fertilized. Everything is just natural.
Except they're cleaned up underneath so we can gather them a little more easily.
Yep, and actually you'll see we have a parachute set out here that when we shake the tree, that it makes it a little easier to gather the berries.
Now last year we were gathering berries out here in about 3 or 4 feet of water, but because it's so dry this year, we find different ways to gather them.
Oh yeah, and when you do gather them, a lot of times you can shake the tree and the berries will fall and they'll float on top, and you can take a net or a skimmer or whatever and gather them up that way. But we're going to take you through the whole process. We're going to shake the tree, we're going to gather the berries, then we're going to go up, wash them and clean them, then we're going to boil them down, and then go inside the house. We have a press that's probably 150 years old that makes the process a lot easier. So here we go. All right, Dave, since you've done this so many times before, let's see you get them up.
This actually works real fast a lot faster than trying to pick them up individually. Okay, watch out, there are a few holes in the parachute. So
What a big hole.
they're beautiful berries. Just gorgeous. Okay, what we'll do now, hand me that white bucket over there. We'll just scoop them all up, leaves, everything, and we'll go through a cleaning process later. But right now,
When these berries usually start falling?
well, they're called mayhaw for a reason, because you can usually count on right at the 1st of May. First berries will be ripening, and then have about a 2-week window right there where you can gather berries.
David, I noticed once we gathered, some of the berries, some are green, some are red, some are, different colors. Does that make any difference when we get ready to cook them?
Yeah, it does. There are naturally different colors with mayhaws. Some run from a light coral to a very bright red. But one thing I found out about and was told early on by some experts is don't pick out the green berries. Leave them in there. You'll shake some out.
Okay,
but
because
they have a lot of natural
we do have a lot of green berries that some are red, some are light, and some are green. So we don't pick through there.
That's exactly right, because when I make my jelly the natural way, I don't put any artificial pectins in there or anything. What I just use is the mayhaw juice and sugar. So the only pectin comes from the green berries in there. So I try to leave some in there.
Okay, and even the stems, you know.
Yeah,
But,
now
we're gonna cook all that down.
You do get the little limbs out.
Yeah,
of
we'll
there,
get some of the.
But I'll show you a quick way to get them cleaned out, and we can have them ready for cooking in just a few minutes after that. And that's a really neat way to do it.
Good. We should have started this about an hour earlier. It's starting to get a little warm.
Yeah.
But let's head to the house here, and we'll start cooking them and cleaning them and getting ready for the jelly. All right, here we are at phase 2. Now, you got to see the gathering part, but now we're going to go through the cleaning part when getting them ready. This is a little invention that my brother came up with, so.
I don't think I'm the first one, but it
works.
But it works.
It takes a lot of tedious time out of it, so here we go.
And rather than just picking stems and leaves out of there, what we do is since the berries are heavier than the other, we decided to do is get a fan going across there, and we'll pour it down, let it drop, and the leaves will fall off, and the other dusty things will come off, and after 2 or 3 times it should be fairly clean. Then we can rinse them off and start the cooking process. And what we'll do now is a quick rinsing, and we should be done.
Here we go. We've got the product ready to rinse and getting ready to boil them down to make our jelly.
What I do, Dave, is don't put a lot of water in there, just enough to float the berries. Yeah, just enough to float them.
Okay.
What we'll do there is let it cook till it cooks all those berries down basically into a pulp. Then we'll strain it through cheesecloth after that.
David, I noticed that you don't have a whole lot of water in here. Is there a reason for that?
Yeah, because we're making Mayhaw jelly the natural way. We want to keep from getting it watered down. We try to concentrate the flavors and the natural glycerins in the green berries so it'll gel and concentrate the flavors.
Well, now, from start to finish, about how long do we put the heat on them?
Well, it depends. I like to cook them at least an hour, and these had been cooking for an hour in there. I want to stir them around a little bit better, and then we'll mash them down a little bit to release the contents of the individual berries. But we're going to be running it through a fruit press anyway, our antique fruit press, which does a real good job pressing that out.
Now, the mashing is toward the end. Once obviously since the fruit has been boiled down and softened.
Yeah, really, what you want to do is try to make a mush there, and then you'll strain the solids out using cheesecloth and strainers. Pour it on through there. Okay, let's set it down just a second. Put it on the ground. Okay, when we get through lightly pressing the juice through there, we're not going to give up on that pulp because it has a lot more juice in it, but you see what just has strained through there. You can see as the juice comes out there, it's real thick. It's got a lot of glycerol from the green berries in there. And that's what's going to help it gel into the Mayhaw jelly. The way I make the Mayhaw jelly is just Mayhaw juice and sugar, and that's it. Okay, I'm going to put that back in. Then we're going to go in and use the fruit press.
All right, I'll carry the big pot.
Okay, I'll carry the little pot.
Here we go.
Okay, let's get our fruit press ready to go.
Explain a little bit about this, David. I mean, exactly what we're fixing to do here.
This is probably a 100-year-old fruit press that still works as well as the day it was made. And you can use that to squeeze this pulp out. And it's amazing how much juice you can.
Well, now we've gotten a lot of juice off this, but how much do you think we'll get with what we have left?
Oh, I think we'll probably get another 2 quarts, probably half a gallon.
So we're getting all we can get out of this.
We are, and probably the bulk of the flavor come out of that as well.
So this will have a lot more flavor?
I think so. Probably have a lot of the solids and glycerin in there.
Okay, good deal.
From outside, you can see where we separated the juice, and this is what we have before. You can see it's still hot. That's the juice we separated outside, and now we're going to squeeze the pulp to get even more. Okay, and now we're going to press this through our cheesecloth. See, all these berries have been cooked,
Pressed.
and now we're going to press the remaining juice out of them. And if you didn't have this fruit press, you'd just try to be squeezing it by hand through the cheesecloth, and that's not that
Which we've
efficient.
done before,
I
but
have
this
done
is
it
more
many
efficient.
times.
A lot more efficient.
Okay. Put that in the pot. Close the. Charlie, you ought to speak to the fragrance. I know you can't get that on camera,
Let me
but
grab this real quick. Can you get up there closer, David, where you can see the juice?
Mhm.
All right, here we go. Starting to get some juice.
that's probably about all you're going to get.
Let me lift it up one time and get another handhold.
We tip it a little bit, Charles.
Oh yeah. There we go. This is what we're trying to get.
Pulp we have remaining is
pretty much juice free.
it's dry. Should be pressed out. Get about half of it in there, and then we'll do it in 2 more batches.
And that smells good, doesn't it?
It does.
It's got, you can smell the apple. I mean, it really does. You can. Now you're wasting our juice. What are you sweating so bad for? It's only 100 outside.
I don't know.
All right, here we go. Round 2. Here we go. Here we go. All right, on what we just got in that short amount of time, how much do you estimate the juice that we'll have?
We'll have about 2 quarts of juice, and
Watch your fingers.
which is not a lot of juice, but I don't try to go for quantity, I try to go for quality. And I think if you tasted it, Mayhaw Jelly made this way, I don't think you would go back to any other type.
All right, now we've got a good buddy, Jack Carswell, who probably somewhere close around if he smelled this Mayhaw, but loves to put this on pork tenderloin, but goes just about good with anything. A big cat head biscuit.
Yeah, piece of toast.
It's unbelievable.
One last pressing here.
All right, now, David, you said other than a little bit of water you put in here to cook them down with and sugar, that's the only thing that goes in your jelly.
That's it.
All right, now, when you get ready to make the jelly, give us, a few steps on, the final steps of what you fix to do.
Well, you bring the juice to a boil, you put in your sugar.
How much?
I usually have 4 1/4 cups of sugar to a half gallon of juice. And the cooking time generally goes to about 45 minutes, but I really do it based on the look of it, because you have to see how it sheets off of your spoon to make the jelly.
So there's a lot of,
Yeah, you
a
got
lot of feel involved.
You got to just go from experience. I generally don't try to make jelly the same day I make the juice, because I'll freeze the.
This is our finished product. You can look and tell at the color that this hadn't been diluted very much. This is all natural, other than just a little bit of sugar that we put in it. You can tell that this isn't what you get from a store. This is the real stuff. We made some jelly earlier in the week, and we've gone through all the steps, and now we're going to put our good friend Jack Carswell to the taste tests here. What do you think, Jack?
It's delicious. I mean, I love it.
And see the consistency of the jelly with just the natural pectins there. It's nothing artificial. Just Mayhaw juice and sugar. Delicious.
Well, we want to thank Fred and Bobby Golden for letting us come out and gather and go through all the steps of picking and making the jelly here in Golden Acres in Monticello, Florida. It's going to be Mayhaw time this weekend, and they're going to have a great time, I'm sure. Thank you very much, Fred.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
That's right.
Hey, we ate part of yours, Jack.
I know we did. I'm keeping it.